Well, guess what? We're live now. Now that the button's working. Oh my goodness. Can you tell I've been out tonight? So
You started the drinks early.
welcome to the stream, everybody. Oh my goodness. I thought I hit the... I love eCam because sometimes you have to hit the button twice to make things happen. Apparently I just hit it once. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully it actually is live now. We already got Sarah's take, but like you guys missed it. Well, okay, good.
Oh, it was so good. It was.
I'll never be able to do that.
You'll never. Okay, so I'm going to check on mine. Looks like there's a couple people here. What's going on? I see Christopher Standard Time. How's it going?
People are piling in
here. Okay, good. It's late, so I don't know how many people are going to show up or who's going to be here for it, but... And also, it was unplanned. But it will live on my channel forever. And what you guys missed while the camera was actually off was earlier, I was saying that there was a new piece of Galactic Starcruiser promo that came out, and it was really good. So I wanted to kind of talk with you guys and get a little temperature check, because we're all going, and we're now less than 2 weeks away for our trips. And I just kind of wanted to see where everybody's at. Where are we at? Especially after today's new video that came out. Because I know for me, it made me way more excited the second I saw it. So, how are you guys feeling? If you want a repeat performance from Sarah here.
Yeah.
Repeat for us, not for everyone else.
I'm going to say this. I have been beyond excited for Starcruiser since things started coming out for it. And... seeing this video and seeing the level of detail and everything that they put into it, it felt so good because I'm like, okay, this is what I have anticipated this entire time. And I feel like they nailed it with this video. Yes, they may have stumbled before in like previous marketing. This should be getting everybody amped for it. It was like, I don't know if I will sleep until our voyage.
Yeah, this is definitely the best thing so far. And
Steven, that's where I was kind of like like I said, it was a sigh of relief because the bad is coming at you from all angles, so you kind of have to take it in stride, but then you start self-doubting, and then
it does, and yeah, like we were saying,
just like I feel good, like I'm
seeing all that negativity builds, and I feel like today that it felt like it washed a lot of that away. And Absolutely. So I know the second it went live, Sarah, Peter, we were kind of having a chat going, like right when it went live. Actually, I was doing a premiere earlier on another video, and I ditched that premiere for a second to watch the video and was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. This is good footage finally. So I'm curious, Peter, how do you feel about this whole thing?
I don't know. I feel like there's like something is now off my back because I feel like the people that have been promoting this or talking about this for the last year or two, we've been excited about this, and it seems like people want this to fail, and that first marketing was not good. Like I think we can all agree that it was not their best foot forward.
Oh yeah.
And I've been saying, like, I think it's just the pandemic. They're trying to do the construction. They're trying to promote. They got to promote this thing. They have a timeline of like it's opening at this date, so they got to promote it at this date. But they don't have the stage lighting in and stuff like that. And I've been saying that. And I mean, we don't know that this is going to be good. We don't know that. But this footage makes it look cool.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. And one of the things I noticed is we got to see in this video, we might pull it up here in a minute, we got to see two different lighting styles of the bridge. We got to see the one where guests were in there, and it was much more blue and purple and darkly lit. And then we got to see the interview lighting with Matt Martin and the other Imagineer, whoever it was he was interviewing with, which looked kind of flat and dull, similar to the one we saw before with, what was his name, Sam Jambrone or whatever from the Goldbergs. It was that same kind of lighting where the bridge didn't look as good. But then when you show it where it's ready for guests, which is what we're going to see, it looked great. It looks so good.
That's what I was telling Sarah. I was like, you're at the club, all the lights are down, you got the lasers going, and
yeah,
they've time to go home. They turn on the lights, and you're kind of like, whoa, like where am I?
It's not meant to be seen with the lights on.
Exactly. It's not meant to be seen with the lights fully on. And isn't that typical of pretty much everything Disney? Think about every attraction.
Oh, yeah.
They're all dark rides for a reason. And when the lights come on, things look weird and bad. And it's just like, yeah, no, that's how this whole experience is probably going to be. That when it's not lit properly and the stage isn't set the way it's supposed to, because that's what they're doing. They're building a stage and a set in 360 for us to spend 2 days in. And yeah, no, this finally we got to see it the way it's supposed to be. And so this, for me, it took me. I was already hyped. I've kind of been excited about this the whole time. My audience knows that. They've heard me in all the videos. And it's just, I didn't think I could get more excited. And I had no idea this was coming our way. I knew we're getting media stuff in the next week or so before the public cruises start on March 1st. And I figured there'd be a big dump of stuff then. But I didn't expect this today. And it was a pleasant surprise.
No, I agree with that.
Same.
Yeah.
It's nice. I actually had a client text me this morning and was like, hey, so any new news or anything like I should know about? And I was like, you know what? It's not coming out till next week, a week and a half. I was like, we're probably going to get some media stuff soon, but just hang tight for now. Like an hour later, this video dropped and I was like, oh, hey, here's a link.
That's funny.
It was pretty funny.
But to your point about how things don't look when they're stage lit, like, I'm sure we've all talked to cast members and, people talk, like, even though they're not supposed to. And I remember a few months ago, I heard from a cast member, it's like, oh my God, when you see the dining room, it looks like a hospital cafeteria. Like it's not what the concept art looks like. And I was like, oh no, maybe I should be worried. But you see when it's lit. I mean, I'm sure it does look like a hospital cafeteria.
If it was all bright white lighting, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the video clip, it looked beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked amazing.
No, I'm so excited for that. Like that was like jaw-dropping, stunning, because we'd never seen the dining room full scale like that. Like seen a whole shot of the whole room. We've just seen like, here's a little table and maybe like guy in the background. This was all of it. It's
yeah.
That to me was like the first look that we've really gotten at it, and it was just exciting because it was new.
So I want to play the video. I've got a copy of it already. So let me do something here. Of course I do. Of course. Let me just duplicate my scene here so I don't lose this shot of all three of us and make it awkward later. Instead, I'll make it awkward now. Let's play the video. Here we go. Oh, we're all on screen. I wasn't sure how this was going to work out. So we've got the pods. I'm gonna stop because we've all seen it a billion times by now. But like this is the doors opening right here. This is looking into the atrium for the first time. That right there. And so the pod's small. That looks small, and I like that. I think that's really cool. Actually, I'd rather it be small and intimate. And I don't know what this is.
Yeah, how many groups do you think are going to be in there? Is it going to be like one family, or do you think it's going to be multiple?
Depending on how long it takes. I mean, you're not realistically like here on Earth, not in make-believe land. You're going up 2 floors. You have 2 or 3 floors.
So it could be like a bank of 3 elevator, 3, 4, something like that.
Something like that. There could be 3 or 4 of them. That would make sense. And it's just a fancy elevator in real life. But I think the whole voyage, the whole thing should take, I would hope, more than a minute. I kind of want it to be a little bit long, just to get the whole experience. Draw it out, tease us a little bit.
220.
That little. Know. Peter, you've been to Space 220. How long was the?
Oh yeah, how long was that elevator
ride up?
I want to say it was like maybe 3 or 4 minutes or something, but I could be wrong. But and that was another thing I was worried about. I was like worried, are they just gonna be using the same thing that they did in Space 220? And this looks entirely different. This looks totally different.
Yeah,
that's good to hear.
So
at the same time, like you don't want it to take like less than a minute to go to space, right?
Right. Yeah, it's supposed to feel like we're really being shot up into space and then docking, and then waiting for clearance or whatever, and then going inside. I want it to have a little bit of panache or whatever.
It's funny how you say this is an elevator, but those doors opening just seem like Star Wars doors opening to me.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
totally.
like, those are elevator doors.
Look at that right there. Oh yeah. And the way they're decorated is gorgeous. And I don't know who that guy straight ahead in the blue. It almost looks like a captain's outfit, but I'm guessing that's cast members. But there's like a light blue outfit right there
like
in the
crew
center.
members
Oh,
or something.
maybe.
Yeah, but it doesn't look blue-faced like the captain, or I think blue-faced Pantoran.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is though. What do we think this blue thing? It looks like hyperspace of some kind, but it's such a like half-second shot that we can't really tell. Why would you be looking up? This is the part that drives me nuts.
If you go back to the elevator,
I didn't even realize that.
in the pod. I think
Oh.
because if you see that little symbol on the right,
Oh,
it's similar to the one. Like go back a second, right there.
oh, on the
So I
sides.
think he's looking up at it.
I see what you're saying. On the sides, he's looking up at the sides, and then this would be what you see. Okay, now that makes sense. That makes sense because that little thing, that
storytelling.
marquee in front of his face on the bottom middle, is what we see here on the top left and top right of this frame.
And maybe it like opens up. Like,
Yeah.
So it's closed up when we first get in.
Yeah,
and
good
then
eye.
It opens.
Good eye. Okay, so that's got to be the view of what we see of space. And then this beautiful shot right here. The crown
So
of
good.
Corellia. Oh my god.
Look at that.
Just this got me so the second I saw this, it's just like, oh yes. Just go
It's like
out.
that other piece of marketing looked like a Star Trek TV show from like 15 years ago. This looks like a Star Wars movie.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does. And look at all the
So-
drinks. Oh, go ahead, Sarah.
That's my next question, Dano. How many of the drinkware have you already ordered? Based on this
As far
video?
as I know, I've ordered one, but I might actually have some of what's on this table right here, because they don't look too outlandish or too crazy. They look to all be mostly the same from what I can tell. They're just like a cylindrical glass. Maybe the bottom's a little bit curved differently, and I think I have one just like that. I pick up a lot of weird glassware. I go to thrift stores and look for specifically Star Wars-y looking glasses. So I have a lot of like one pieces and random stuff that I found that I thought was kind of weird looking. Okay, so let's go. Yeah.
Wait,
Right?
I have a question here because I just noticed this right now. Yeah, I was doing a reaction for this on our Patreon or whatever, and I didn't really go frame by frame like you are. Now I'm noticing new things, Dano. So
Oh yeah.
those two pillars in the background, one on the left and one on the right. I think I remember those in the concept art, and there was like a hologram in the middle of them or something like that.
That does
Do you
sound
remember that,
familiar.
or am
I
I-
do remember seeing something like that. And it almost looks like the woman on the right above her hands, she's doing this kind of like other way. It looks like there might be a little hologram or something back there behind it. I can't
Is
really
that
tell.
Max
It's kinda,
back there?
You know what it looks like
I
to me? It looks
wish.
like heat lamps at Luby's. They're just gonna keep
The heat lamps.
Yeah, I don't know. But we do have a Twi'lek in the shot. We do have some, and I don't know if that's supposed to be a guest or what. And it also looks like if you go right where Peter is on the screen, above his head, there's that white light. And then above it looks like Cruella de Vil's hair back there. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right? Doesn't that look like white
Yeah.
and black hair kind of
Yeah.
split?
Yeah.
So
Is it
Cruella de Vil's
me?
going to be here?
Might be me.
I love
You know
it.
what's interesting also about the crowd shots here is everybody's dressed interestingly, but it's not like super Star Wars for the most part. Like
it's very
I
subtle.
was expecting to have like so many people like bounding and stuff, but it for the most part, except for that Twi'lek and a couple others, it's very subtle.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to have to change up my whole dress plan now. No, I'm kidding.
It makes me feel better, honestly. Like, I was like, okay, they have zippers and they have just like hoodies, not like cloaks. I'm like,
Yeah,
this
and
seems-
they're getting it done very simply with just like little accessories, like the jewelry the women are wearing, or the hat the woman on the left there is wearing, is a little different. But otherwise, for the most part, it's regular Earth clothes. So no pressure if you don't have a full dress set up. Okay, so
Can we see the
this?
drummer at all? Is there any
I don't
shots
see a
of the drummer?
drummer. I think it's just going to be Gaia and the Rhodian keyboard player. I think they're the only two, but I
keyboard.
can't see
That's
it.
what I meant.
I can't see it in this shot or any of them like at all.
Do you think Max Rebo will show up? That's
I
where
would
he
love
was.
it. Oh my god.
That's why he wasn't there.
I would love that so much. Now, the crown of Corellia right here in the shot does look a little bit narrower and smaller than I kind of imagined it, but I like that. It seems like it's going to be like an intimate concert while we eat dinner. That's really cool. I just feel bad for this guy right here, like clapping, because he can't see anything. He's not facing the stage. So
What's he clapping at?
Oh yeah, that kind of thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and even the woman on the far right, she's clapping too, like she can see something, and she's not even facing the performance. So I don't know if that's just for show. I'm sure this is all just for show. But I wonder how that works out in real life when we're there. Are we going to be seated not facing the stage and have to awkwardly turn?
Well, interesting that you say that,
another thing
because if you see these other two are looking to the full right as if they were looking at something.
And they might have designed the room to be a 360 experience, which would make sense, so that there may be a screen or a different projection or something interesting to look at all around you, because they know realistically we're eating dinner and you have to put people around tables, so not everybody's going to face the stage. So yeah, there might be.
I mean, they have that problem on Star Wars on Disney cruises as well. But I think one thing that a lot of people online don't realize is how few people are on these cruises. There's only 100 cabins, so at maximum occupancy, what's that, like almost like 400 people or something like that, maybe slightly higher.
Maybe.
So you have two dinners a night. So at this dinner show, there's at most 200 people, probably more like 125 to 140 or something, I'm guessing.
Because there's going to be a lot of people in those cabins that are just 1, 2 people, 3 people, not fully maxing them out. So you're absolutely right. There's going to be between 100 to 150 people at each dinner, like more often than not. So yeah, that is going to be really intimate. I like that. All right, what do we got next? So next up is the bridge. Now this one's not as well lit as one we see later, but it's still dark, it's moody, and I like the way, let's see if I can move this a little more. I like the way you can see how the camera kind of, well, if I can slow my speeding, there we go. It looks like no matter where you're standing, you're going to be able to see that planet, and I don't know how they achieved that. I really don't know. Like, if I'm standing 6 feet to the left of where this camera is that planet going to move, like the weird parallax shift or whatever? Is it going to stay in place outside of the window? Is it going to feel like we're really floating in a big area? By the way the windows are made, I think so.
Maybe it's like a curved screen.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like a large curved screen,
like
similar to how they do Smuggler's Run. You're right.
Yeah.
But it's got to be a big screen. We're talking like an IMAX level, like giant screen that surrounds. So even if you do get close up, you can't look up and see where the screen ends.
Yeah, Space 220 uses a similar thing where it's a screen that's further away from the glass. And I think the glass might even have some kind of magnification or something. So like when you move it, it has like a weird effect to it.
That's cool. I like that.
I think.
Okay, so next up we've got the Saber training. This time we got more people in there, not just Josh Tomorrow. And it looks very misty. Doesn't it look cloudy and like misty in there?
Ooh.
Do you think they're going to have like fog machines before?
I think they will. Honestly, I think they will.
Hold on, we need more juice.
Yeah. I think like fog is going to be part of it, and it's going to be cool music. You know how Disney does, like when you go into Savi's, you get that like ambient music that's like really kind of dreary, when the show happens. This is going to be something similar. It's Disney. They're going to put on a whole show for us during our Saber training. So this is going to be something similar.
It makes sense. It makes sense for them to make it kind of foggy in there, though, too, right? Because if it is like laser,
you want the lights to exactly.
Gameplay,
you want the light beams to shine through. So fog's going to make that happen. Yeah. So one thing I did hear, someone asked me earlier today if we could bring our own sabers. It's like I don't think so, because we're gonna feel the Force, which means the tech is in their sabers, not our sabers. So yeah.
I think you could bring sabers, just you can't use them for the training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are not the extendable sabers either.
No, they have the blade. We saw Josh Tomorrow turn it on, even, and it ignited. And it's a different saber than a Savi saber. These are specific to this training dojo. So, yeah. In honor of the High Republic.
The saber?
Ooh, I don't think they'll sell that saber, but I do think they will
Like,
sell
I mean, like
an
a version of
exclusive
it.
Saber. Maybe. I don't know if it'll be like Legacy style. That would make sense. Maybe, you know what?
Dang
I
it.
do think they're going to sell a Legacy
Expensive.
version. It is going to get expensive. I know there's a kids version because we saw it in some of the promo merch a couple months ago. There was little plastic lightsabers on like the kids' belts. So we know there's going to be a kids version of something. But it would only make sense that they would sell like a Legacy lightsaber version of the training one. We have the Saber training tunics, so why not?
Yeah.
They know we're going to fork over hundreds of dollars for that stuff. Of course they're going to sell it. Of course. All right, so this shot I did not expect. The stormtroopers with the red lighting. I knew there would be stormtroopers, but I didn't like just seeing it with the red lighting. I mean, to me that says something big and dramatic is going to happen. All the lights are going to go red. Alarms will probably go off, and these stormtroopers are going to show up, and we're all going to feel a little bit intimidated by the First Order showing up. And this red light, this like nails it. And I was really glad they put that in there. How do you guys feel?
Here's the thing. So it looks like they're up on the second floor of the atrium. So that means like we're gonna be there underneath these like actual stormtroopers, not like on Rise of the Resistance or something like that. Like, how menacing is that going to be with the lights going red and them coming out? And you're just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that looks. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah. What the heck, guys? Like, I thought there was no weapons allowed on the Starcruiser. They just
I know
walk
they are
aboard with
full blasters. They won't let us bring them. I see how it is First Order.
Rude.
So in the video, I'm kind of going to skip over this, but this is what I was talking about with the interview lighting. It doesn't look as good. The bridge does not look as good, and it looks the same as it did with Amaro Johnson and Sean Gembrone or whatever his name is. It looks the same, and it looks kind of flat. But then if we go back and we look at what the bridge looked like here, that's the same place, but with different lighting, and it looks great.
Looks amazing.
So they have to have this lighting, right?
Yeah, they have to the darker blue. Oh yeah, this is just for interviews. This is like literally interview lighting. They've got the big box lights off, kind of like what I've got here, like off to the side from me, and yeah, they're lighting them for an interview. So I'm gonna skip this because it's boring.
Why though?
Well, I mean, why for this scene?
They do mention one thing. Yeah, why do they have such bright lighting? Like, you could do some spotlighting. You could make it look cool. But in this scene, they mention that the Halcyon was recently restored to how it looked when it first launched. And then they each say, one of them says it and the other one repeats it, the way it was intended to be seen, which I thought was really funny because they made sure to repeat that. Like, guys, it's hundreds of years old, but we're doing this for a reason.
Developing the backstory of the house.
Let's see if I can pull it up.
Now we're here in person, really getting to experience what this thing we've had in our brains has been for so many years.
I think I missed it.
When passengers come to Starcruiser today, they're going to encounter a Halcyon that has been recently restored to its former glory. The way it really looked in the earliest days of its voyages across the galaxy.
The way it's meant to be seen.
The way it's meant to be seen.
Yep. Yeah, they had to throw that in there.
I was directed at.
Oh, I know exactly who. So,
but it's interesting. Not only that, which is definitely directed at fan criticism, but there's some people noticeably missing from this thing. Almost all the characters except for Gaia don't show up.
And the droid,
especially the character that. Oh yeah, the droid shows up. But I'm saying
everywhere.
Like the captain, which everybody was kind of mocking, doesn't show up.
No Gaia, no Lieutenant Croy or whatever. None of the characters. You're right.
And, Linka Mock, I think, is the cruise director.
Yeah, I haven't seen Linka Mock anywhere yet. I wonder what's up with that. Now, I do like that the droid's everywhere, though. I love that he's everywhere, and he's moving a lot. Like, that's a good amount of movement in, like, a second or so. But this is another shot of the dining room. Oh, my God. We're going to bump into droids. Like, we are going to bump
Look, there's those things.
Oh, the pillars
to
on
the
the
very
right.
far right of the screen. There's the pillars.
Yeah.
Are they heat lamps, or are they...
Let me see if I can scrub any further. That's all we got. Is it like right there? It kind of ends. Looks like there's something in the middle there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! What if
the dining room is small?
Of Gaia.
It is small. What is that? Oh, holograms of Gaia.
What if it's Yeah, that's what that's what the people were looking at in that other shot.
That would make sense. Because it does look like something's in there. I don't know what it is. They could use the same tech they use from Rise of Skywalker, where they show Rey in the pre-Q thing, and she looks like hologrammy. That's it. They already have it.
Yeah.
All right, so next we see a close-up view. It looks like there's a blue Twi'lek in the back, right underneath where the servers bring in this food. Is that the blue shrimp? I can't tell, but it looks like there's weird stringy noodly things going on, right? Yeah, I don't know what that stuff is, but look, there's like weird little noodles on the left side of that thing. You can see them right there. And Peter, like you were saying, everyone's got normal clothes. I like her neck thing that she has going on there. And the drink right in the middle, that's the Hoth Frost. The one with the cotton candy on it. It's supposed to be like a dissolvable cotton candy. The one on the left, the color looks like a Yub Nub. If ever I've seen a Yub Nub, that's a Yub Nub. I'm a little bit of an expert on the drinks from Galaxy. And here we have the droid again.
What is the one that you got to crack open?
I don't know the name of that one, but I have heard of it. You do have to like crack open the thing, and it kind of like drizzles out in the rest. It makes the whole drink. From what I remember reading, I want to say it was Carly Wiesel who posted about the Hoth Frost. It was either her or someone that same day. Everybody dropped all the news. The Hoth Frost is the one with the cotton candy, unless they got it wrong.
Yep.
But yeah, no, there is one that you're going to have to crack something open and make the drink. And I'm guessing that's going to be a premium drink. That's not going to be included for free. It's going to be something you pay extra for. But this is kind of one of the best shots of the food. Again, we have those stringy things in the bowl. And we've got, I don't know. Is that
looks delicious, those stringy things.
Is that something they're serving family style? Because those are kind of big bowls. So I'm wondering, is that something like for the whole table? Like maybe that's the appetizer?
Oh, like apps?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think something like that makes sense.
I'm getting anxiety of how are we going to film this? How is...
I know.
like they're bringing stuff for the table is like, I got to get a shot of it before
everybody digs in. Yeah, it's going to make it weird. But, I mean, it is what it is. We'll figure out a way.
The good thing is, like, on the first few voyages, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people trying to film everything, so it's not going to be like, excuse me, sweet little old couple, I need to get some beauty shots.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
All right. So next, this I'm guessing is the Sublight Lounge. It just looks like
a tall glass of blue milk. Do you see
tall glass of blue milk, and whatever that is on the left, that glass is the glass I need to track down. Whatever that one on the left is. I think I know where to get them on Amazon. If I find them, and you guys are watching this later, I'll probably put a link down below. But the droid is making the rounds. He is making the rounds. He's somewhere else now. Now, this is a really quick shot. This is, like, literally all we see is that. It's that, and then it's done. And then we see outside, and it is a very busy outside. Look at that. So you got one guy on the left removing bags from a trunk. I see an R2-D2 suitcase there on the far left. And we got a kid in a vest. We got family. There's about 3 or 4 families there, and they're all walking forward. I'm going to be Ubering in, so I think I'll miss most of that. And, yeah, it's just this kind of the outside. And then we see the pod again. And you're right. Look at the top above, like, the middle, and then you look to the right, you see that blue window. That is what they were looking through. Yeah. Okay, so we've kind of seen that. And here's the first big look at the atrium. Now, again, we have the droid. There he is again. He's everywhere. And I really do hope he is everywhere. But this is one of the best.
Just like you with your weird drinkware collection, we have a problem in this house that is droids and collecting droids. And watching this already, I don't know how many times we watched this today.
I happen to be a little bit of a droid collector myself.
Steven admitted something to me, and it's we thought Starcruiser was going to be expensive. You want to?
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to be building a KS. So I'm going to be like on a bounty for all the pictures for every different angle, trying to get like all the details, because he's going to be a really hard one to
replicate.
To replicate, because they're going to be just like reference photos from what we could take while we're there.
You're like,
find him. I'll help you corner him, and you can just get all the 360 shots you need.
Yes, exactly.
And I started the video again.
Roll around the house.
All right, so let me find. There we are. So in this shot, there's a big blue screen on the right side above the girl with the ponytails, whatever. And I like her cape, by the way. That's really nice. But there's that big blue screen in the back.
Recently restored to its...
You see that? That big blue... It looks like... Almost like a space charts, like a map or something like that. Interesting. And I wonder if that's the front
tell me
where
this,
the bridge is.
And that has been.
Yeah, I was gonna say, tell me that this doesn't look like Star Wars. This looks like Star Wars to me.
It totally looks like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, and especially this looks like Star Wars. That does not look like anything but Star Wars. Yeah, no, I'm getting major Star Wars vibes from all of this. And all the shots are so quick. They're so quick. So there's not a whole lot more to take in from that. This is an actual shot of the room. The one we saw in the previous promo back in August was a set that they made in like Hollywood and filmed there. This is an actual room. So
yeah,
the beds look small though. I gotta say, I'm gonna be in that bottom bunk, and that does look small. Now I sleep curled up anyway, so that's fine. But
bring some like bungee cords or something so you can like.
Yes, I keep myself in
curled up.
Jeez.
Yeah. The people on the press trip said that someone that was 6 feet tall actually climbed in and was comfortable. Like,
yeah.
So
time.
I am not 6 feet tall, so I should be good. It does look small.
It does.
Just based on how the size of that ladder and the size of the pillows, that does look small. It looks. You know what it reminds me of? You guys watch The Office? You know the dinner party episode where they find out that Michael sleeps on the ottoman at the end of the bed? It reminds me a little bit of that. It's a little bit bigger, though. So that's going to be me on the first night, just curling up.
Do you get top bunk or bottom bunk? Have y'all decided?
I dibs bottom. I said I want bottom.
Nice.
I'm not climbing a ladder.
All right, Mike.
Not after spending my late night hours in the Sublight Lounge. I'm not climbing a ladder.
Yeah, but what's going to happen is if you get the bottom bunk, you're going to hit your knees on the ladder trying to get in or out.
That's true. That is true.
So while we're talking about beds, it looks like right under the TV, there's that little panel. That's going to be your fifth sleeper situation. Yeah, so that's a pull down bed from the wall.
Interesting.
So if you can't,
pillow?
Cannot navigate around the ladder, that's where you'll go sleep.
Hello.
I can't tell. The orange thing, you mean?
Yeah.
I think that might be a blanket. I think that's actually the comforter that's rolled up.
Oh.
And the pillow's behind it.
Okay.
That's my guess, because I feel like there should be a comforter or something, right? Like, you unroll it and it's like your covers. Yeah, but I don't know what that orange thing is. Maybe that's the handle? I don't know. I have no idea. But I do notice, is that a phone on the right, to the right of the little girl? That black thing on the wall looks like a cord hanging down.
There's no way.
A corded phone? I mean, what? I don't know what, or like a communications device. We don't call it a phone in Star Wars, but a specially designed kind of communications device to ring the front desk and be like, I need more of these weird comforters with handles on them. I mean, there has to be something like that, right? Every typical cruise or hotel room would have something like that, like a way to ring the front desk. So,
I guess, but
by the way,
I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
That top bunk has like a railing that I don't think was there in the concept art. So I'm sure that was a security concern. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if you can remove that.
It kind of looks like you can because you see the slats.
The little slats. That's what I'm saying too. Yeah. I'm like, I wonder if that just pops in or
out.
But you put it in for a toddler or something, like a smaller kid that might roll out. I don't know.
Or a bigger kid that drank too much.
There you go.
Too much at the lounge.
All right. So, and then we see a little bit of the bed. We see a little bit of the actual bed right there. And there's the bedding, the orange chandelier star line in the bottom left corner. The pillow looks very textured. And you see that, the weird little design on that pillow.
Can we buy was there going to be a hotel collection?
Oh, I hope we can buy that stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely going to come back with a chandelier starline blanket. Everyone on the plane will be jealous. All right, so then we got more footage of that thing, and we cut to Batuu. We've all seen Batuu by this point. They shot it well. It looks nice. I think that's the extent of it. They kind of talk more about how it's set between Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, which is, I've said this a couple times, has become one of my favorite time periods in all of Star Wars, specifically after Last Jedi, but before Rise of Skywalker. I'm like, this is made for me. This is literally made for me. Here's the bridge. So this is the shot of the bridge. This is where we see the planet. Notice how much the camera moves and how we can still see that planet through multiple windows. So that's where we're talking about. how that looks. But notice the TIE fighters fly up. How does that feel? Does it feel like we're looking at a screen, or does it feel like there are TIE fighters flying closer to us? Like, did they put a weird Nintendo 3DS effect on the windows so it looks like it has dimension or something? The tech exists.
What are they looking at right here?
I think we're going to see it in the next shot. Like, oh, maybe that's not it, but it's one of those screens. They're looking down at the screen, and you know what I think it is in the concept art?
Hologram?
There's a table that people are looking down at in the concept art, and I think that's got to be what that is, because it's very blue. But again, I always thought this looked fun. It looks very like 70s video gamey, but last I checked, Star Wars came out in the 70s, where like video games, like it definitely matches the style of late 70s, early 80s video games. People who want original trilogy, there's your era right there. And even some of the tech and the monitors and stuff, the style of those, that's from that time period. So, I don't know. To me, I see it, I'd say that's Star Wars. It rings me right when I see that stuff. Of course, we got all the people in masks, little girl looking at that giant screen. I just wonder what they do. It's all going to be buttons, right? Because all the buttons are supposed to do things?
I assume so. Peter's going to let us know. You're touching all the buttons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna touch all the buttons. But I remember I did an interview with the people that did Vader Immortal, which is this VR game from ILMX Lab. And I remember I was talking to David Goyer, and he was like talking about how even on the main screen, like you walk into to play that game, there's a selection screen of like, play the level or whatever. They originally had it as a touchscreen thing, and Lucasfilm was like, no, there's no touchscreens in Star Wars. So they had to add like buttons next to each item. So that you had to push the buttons. So I'm wondering if that's going to be true here, because that looked like a screen with no buttons.
Yeah, no buttons
on a display screen.
Possibly.
Yeah. Or it's like underneath, like a keyboard.
Every time I go back. Oh, I found it. Right to it. So yeah, it's probably buttons underneath or something. It's got to be something like that.
Join the
resistance. Pause. There we go. So I think the next thing we see, some more stormtroopers. This time they're on the bottom floor.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. And then
the light's not menacing right now.
Yeah, and that blue map we saw earlier is up to the top left. I had to move.
Ooh, is that going to be the corridor where we see the scorch marks from? Do you think the scorch marks will be there? If you have read Halcyon Legacy, there's like scorch marks that they call out.
Oh really? I need to. I'm like, it's right here. I'm gonna thumb through that.
I have a picture. I've like got it. I have notes. I
have
pictures of the comic. I'm like, these are things I need to look for.
Oh, that's awesome. I need to do that.
But it said it was restored to the way it was intended to be viewed. So who knows if they'll have those little Easter eggs in there.
Yeah, I like that. All right, so more of the interview lighting. We've seen it. There's another shot here. I think it's the last shot. There it is. Yay! Chewbacca. I think Chewie looks really good in this. Hopefully that's the same costume that we get when we go and see it. Because you never know. Sometimes the Galaxy's Edge one doesn't look as good as this one does. But hopefully it's the same. Yeah. Chewie looks really good. I'm just going to play it.
Many different adventures. And there are many characters that we know and love from Star Wars that have had an interaction with the Halcyon.
I love that. The little kid put the thing on there. They're in the engineering room is what I'm assuming this is.
Seems like it, yeah.
Maybe not this particular scene, but the one where it's lit red and orange. This is the engineering room right here. That matches the concept art pretty closely. This might be one of the other rooms. On the Galactic Starcruiser website where the woman's wearing the clothing, there's a background behind her that I think is this room. But go ahead, Sarah.
Ooh. Okay, so there's the engineering room, and then there's like the crawl through space that's going to take you to like another little room, right?
How's the
Wookiee going to fit through that crawl space? Is he just going to like Disney magic, like, boop, oh, I'm in here now.
There. Oh, I'm in here too. You guys go through the crawl space. I'll see you on the other side.
Yeah, maybe he's sending...
Or maybe he's like, you guys go through the crawl space and then open up the door for me because I'm kind of too tall for that.
That would be cool. That would actually be really cool if the kids got to help Chewbacca in that way. Be like, I can't get in. You guys have to crawl through and open it. That'd be fun.
I have a theory because we've all compared itineraries here, and we're the only ones of the group that have young kids that are are tagging along. Not tagging. We're
they're tagging along.
We're
You're bringing them on purpose
voluntarily, right? But on our itinerary, there's a lot of things that are titled the Lothcat Crew, and there's specific lightsaber training for which is interesting. It's 7 and under. Previously, it said 6 and under because they said lightsaber training was 7 and up. Mm-hmm. Now it says 7 and under is doing the lightsaber training. There's also like a little meetup in the lobby, and then there's the pork detection drill. How amazing would it be if Chewie led all of the Lothcat Crew stuff, but more specifically the pork detection drill?
I think you're right.
It has to, right?
Yes.
Or is that a little too dark because of what Chewie does with some of the
pork? Maybe, I don't know.
Right? We've moved past that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I also like you as friends.
Where is it? Oh, there he is.
So,
go ahead.
So what you're saying is I'm going to have to trick some kids to come on to this experience so I can experience everything? I need to experience the...
So speaking of experiencing things, I want to play this part of the video real quick.
Know and love from the films,
where he mentioned something.
Rey and Kylo, who will actually
I don't know if this is it.
Meet up again for probably the first and maybe the
we knew Rey was going to be on there.
Between those two films,
pretty much knew Kylo would be there. But he mentioned something about a love story.
Characters that we know and love from Star Wars that have had an interaction with the Halcyon. Where will our fans be able to hear all of these stories about the Halcyon?
Here's the ad for the books and comics. I'm going to skip through that. But he mentioned something about a love story. Do you guys recall that?
And I'm so excited to get to tell Halcyon stories for years to come.
And I'm excited that our passengers, when they step on board the Halcyon, are going to know those stories and they're going to be able to participate in their...
As a passenger, you get to choose your own path, and the parts of Star Wars that really call to you, that are special to you, you get to go live those. Do you join the Resistance? Do you join the First Order? Are you a scoundrel? There's a love story on board. There's everything you could possibly want.
What? How do you get involved in the love story? A droid? It's a droid love story.
You had me at hello.
Human cyborg relations. Spicy.
I do have a bet here. I bet you the love story involves the engineer guy, but I don't know who does he love. Is the question.
Linktr.ee. Linktr.ee.
That was my guess. Like,
I think so. Because they're like younger. It's not the captain.
Is it like a Romeo and Juliet, and it's the captain and Lieutenant Croy?
Oh, what if it is someone who? What if there's like guests, and one of them is a First Order sympathizer, and one of them's a Resistance sympathizer, but they're the love story.
Aww.
Like they're not main characters, but they're like other guests that you mingle with during the like getting to know the other like aliens.
By the way, Dano, I have not even thought about this. If they do that, if they do the thing where there's people on board that are cast members acting like they're,
I think there are. Look at the itinerary. Look at the itinerary. Not the main characters we know, but other cast members who are actors who are part of the story that will feed us missions that are not the actors that we've seen in the concept art. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying like, what if there's people that look like they're humans that are like just on this trip with us, and we're like eating? They don't look like they don't have an idea. Like, I don't know. I feel like that would be crazy if like Kylo comes aboard and then like takes one and like. You know
what though?
Like Indiana Jones.
Okay,
but
so Peter, you deal with magic, right? You've dabbled in doing. Sometimes you have a plant in the crowd, right?
Yeah, they call it a stooge.
The stooge. There you go. What? I could totally see them doing that for this, and we would think, oh no, they took one of us and they locked him up, or they did. The First Order took him away. What's going on? Like this guy was standing next to me. They just took him away. I could totally see them doing something like that to sell the immersion, and that's not
that'd be cool.
Out of possibility. I think that's likely. So let me go back to the video. I think that's pretty much it. I think we've seen. Just want to scrub back through. We know about the books. We know about the things, the love story, and I do think the love story is going to be like these side B characters, stuff like that. I am.
Right here at Disney
Let me get out of that. This video today got me so pumped up, man. I was excited. And again, like this took me to a new level that I didn't know I was going to be at. At least not this soon. I thought maybe once all the media stuff came out in a week or so, you know, usually before things open, a couple days, they'll do a big media push and you'll see all the stuff. I figured it wouldn't be until then. This caught me off guard, and it kicked my hype up a lot. I'm spending all day tomorrow just working on Starcruiser stuff, because I also realized how soon it is. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
So are you guys ready?
Wait, what if the love story is... What if the love story is Captain Kevin and Chewbacca? Because we know Han Solo and Leia have their honeymoon aboard the Halcyon, so maybe she has a relationship with Chewbacca from that time, and maybe they're reunited.
Chewie went on their honeymoon.
Chewie gets her, and then we get a message on our data pads from Maz, being like, "Where's that Wookiee? Oh no, the love triangle. Who do we point Chewie
what
towards?
If Maz
the captain or
is on
Maz?
there? Oh
She might
God.
be. There might be a Maz or something. I mean, she exists in that time period.
That is a good point, though, that Chewie likely knows Captain Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
even from
Chewie
way
gets
back
around.
when, and then now.
Chewie does get around, man.
Yeah, like that droid.
The other interesting thing here in a canon respect is Matt Martin says that this is going to be the only time that Rey ever encounters Kylo Ren between Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because that probably means we'll never see Rey and Kylo come into contact with each other in like a stunt show on Galaxy's Edge. In my mind,
Ooh, yeah, you're right.
Well, they said the first and probably the only time. They were very
So that's
very
a loophole
vague on
there.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They left a little bit open.
Oh man.
But
The
are we ready? No,
possibilities.
absolutely not. And now, after seeing this video, I'm like, how many extra suitcases do we need to pack?
I know.
For all
I was
the
looking
merch.
I was looking at prepaying for another one, just because I want to bring at least 2 droid. I want to bring my like main 2 droids with me to like film around the Starcruiser. You know, like I got to bring them with. They're my day one Galaxy's Edge homies. Like.
And then you're getting another one.
And I'm building another one while we're there. So I'm like, I'm definitely gonna have to ship stuff home. That's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild. And I know like the Resistance pilot costume is like 10 pounds on its own. Now that we don't have masks, we don't have to wear masks because I'm vaccinated, I want to bring the helmet. I want to bring my helmet too and be like, no, I'm going fully decked out now. Like we're going. you know,
you need a suitcase for literally like the first half of the first day.
Yeah, which is only a half day. It's like a quarter of a day. I'm gonna need one suitcase just for that. It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be so. And I want to film that video this weekend where I go through my dress plans for the whole 2.5 day or 1.5 day experience. And be like, and I was talking to my wife on the way back from the movies. Like, I need to film it this weekend. But how do I film it? And I think I'm going to I'm going to move the camera back there against that wall, and I'm going to do a fashion show in order of what I plan to wear for each event based on the itinerary. And, like, figure out, like, okay, I'm going to arrive wearing this. Afterwards, I'm going to change into this. We're going to wake up in the morning and put this on. Then when we get back, I'm going to be in this. And we got the meeting with Gaia, so I got to be showing this off. And it's... it's a lot. It's a lot.
Please do some, like, TikTok transitions.
What is that?
Yeah, it's like do some TikTok transitions.
Yeah, I'll have to.
I was gonna say it has to be like one of those scenes from the movie where someone's like trying on all the clothes, but you're trying them on for like your 2 droids there, and they're like,
like no, not that one. Do something else.
Yeah.
Pretty Woman style.
That's a great idea. That is a great idea.
Pretty Woman style. 27 dresses. You come out and do some little dances.
After we're done here, I'm gonna have to do some research on like clothes changing montages in 90s movies. I'll watch Clueless. I know there's a good one in Clueless where she does like a bunch of dress changes, so maybe I'll try to mimic that in my video.
Yes. I'm glad that you know that. That makes me very...
I love Clueless. Clueless is a great movie.
It's a classic.
And the Mighty Mighty Boss Stones are on it, so I love it even more.
That's true.
Yes.
All right. So we've kind of gone over the whole video. I know I'm more excited from it. Are you guys? We've kind of talked about how we're all at. Are there any closing notes or anything else we want to add before we end the stream because I know it's late.
If
I
somebody...
have one last note.
I'm going to do Sarah first, and then I'll get to Peter.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, if somebody could provide some Disney magic and just make all of our costumes get done, and then it can just automatically be our voyage, that would be fantastic, because I cannot wait for this.
Oh, yeah. And Peter, what do you got?
Yeah. Please make that happen. But I wanted to mention one other thing that we didn't talk about in this video is, except for when people are eating, everybody's wearing masks everywhere, which is interesting because I had heard that they shot this with and without masks, like this commercial thing.
Oh, interesting.
So it's interesting that even after the announcement that they're not, vaccinated people could go without masks, that they chose to, be very strict about showing everybody in masks. So it's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Real quick before we go, X-Tafa says, "Who are you all talking with you?" And we introduced you at the beginning, I think, unless it was part of the one where that didn't get recorded. But here to my side, this is Sara and Steven from Princess and Scoundrel. And then we have Peter from Ordinary Adventures. But I've already linked down in the description, so if anybody doesn't know who you are, and why wouldn't they? If you've been watching my channel, you should know about them. But both of their channels are linked in the video description, so if you guys are curious, hit that little expand button, and they're the first two links on there, both of their channels. So make sure you check out both. Subscribe to both if you're not already, because there's going to be a lot of good Galactic Starcruiser content coming from all of us very, very soon. Yeah.
By the way, I got to say, I'm so jealous of your BB-8 that you created.
I appreciate it. It was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
Literally. And a toddler with a Sharpie.
Oh, yeah.
Some extra work there.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow. No.
It's just weathering. No. It's just mineral damage, weathering. That's all it was.
That's
we
hilarious.
We got an extra one if you want it. We have too many droids in this house.
I thought you meant toddlers. I was like, we got an extra one if you want to take it. That's where I'm at with my kids right now. I'm like, you want kids? Take mine.
Well, I need to experience this pork detection drill, so maybe no.
You know what? We're all going to need to go rent out the Grand Captain's suite at some point when it is more readily available and just go crazy. I think it's going to be... I think that would be so much fun to get the big suite and just
get
to see the other things we didn't see the first time. Because it's just going to be like sensory overload this time.
I got to say a big thank you to Mike Faraci, I'm not sure how I say that. He donated to the Suitcase Fund. I appreciate it, brother. Thanks for sending that in. That's awesome. All right, I think we're at a good stopping point for this stream. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to chat and hang out for a bit in this late night, last minute stream. But I'm excited. I'm excited that we all get to go. Peter, you're going to be going before we do. And yeah, man, I hope you enjoy it. But also, I don't want it spoiled too much.
Okay. Don't watch the video, but may the force be with me. And with you.
There you go. There you go. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like, hit all the stuff. Follow these fine people that have been joining me in this whole conversation, because we're all a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot more fun with Starcruiser stuff. So until next time, goodbye. See you later.